He extended a hand of peace by signing the Lahore Pact in 1999 when he was Prime Minister. His reign saw the inauguration of a first-of-its-kind bus service connecting New Delhi and Lahore. And Nawaz Sharif's return to power once again brings with it the promise of resurrection of peace between India and Pakistan.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Latitude. I'm Maruf Raza. Following his election, Nawaz Sharif as Prime Minister has many promises to keep and expectations are high in New Delhi. But let's take a look at what are truly his doables.
As Nawaz Sharif's victory in Pakistan's historic general elections became a certainty, celebrations broke out not just in Pakistan, but also in this part of India, near Amritsar, the ancestral village of Nawaz Sharif. These people were celebrating with the hope for peace across borders. But will the derailed peace process be back on track? Pakistan has always been stressing on resolving the long-standing issues between India and Pakistan, the focus being the composite dialogue.
When the political leadership decides to move forward and they get their intelligence and bureaucracy under control and take political decisions, I think Kashmir and even bigger issues can be resolved, but you have to have the will.
While New Delhi sees opportunity in this new change, an indicator of which was Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's gushing letter to Nawaz Sharif.
नवाज शरीफ जी से संबंध रहे हैं हम लोगों के, हमारी सरकार के और भारत के संबंध रहे हैं. उम्मीद तो हम ये करेंगे कि हालात जो हैं अच्छे होंगे, बेहतर होंगे.
The question is about the doables. There are 8 main areas that India and Pakistan will have to focus on. Of all the 8, the immediate issue that is considered as a doable is the issue of Sir Creek.
We suggested that the middle segment, that the Sir Creek, can be made a free zone. When you come out of the land boundaries, the Sir Creek and the unresolved portion of the maritime boundary, 1/4, can be declared as a free fishing zone for both the parties.
For India, terrorism is also an issue. India thinks Pakistan can deal with it, but has failed to crack down on the perpetrators of 26/11, the Lashkar-e-Toiba. And so far, Nawaz Sharif has shown no inclination whatsoever to target the terror group, which is based in his party's stronghold of Punjab province.
Nawaz Sharif will have many internal constituencies to deal with in order to take some adequate measures against them. But nevertheless, this remains doable, and we expect Nawaz Sharif to keep his word and take some action.
Also, given Sharif's tumultuous relationship with the military, will the new Prime Minister be able to make the army give up on its traditional reflexes against India?
General Parvez Kiani has repeatedly said that it's for the civilian elected government to make policy, and we'll carry out whatever policy. And I think they have also kept a distance from politics, so both elections have been 2008 and now have been free and fair. So I think I don't expect any difficulty on that score.
The expectations that India has from Nawaz Sharif are high. But considering the challenges he faces on many fronts, India ought to move with caution and see words translate into action and the doables into reality.
Clearly, for Mr. Nawaz Sharif, there are a number of challenges, but there are certain areas on which he can deliver. And with us is Mr. Siddiq Al Farooq, the senior spokesperson of the PMLN. My first question to you is, what are Mr. Sharif's challenges and on what areas can he deliver in the short term?
Being very experienced and committed leader, he will work with his team at the same time on all fronts. He wants to have peace and good relationship with India by resolving all outstanding issues, and on home front he wants to boost economy, and for boosting economy he needs to resolve terrorism and energy crisis. And similarly there are other problems also, and since he has a very experienced team and he this time especially he means more business, I'm confident that on all fronts he will try to deliver.
What do you see his new equation with the armed forces being in terms of dealing with the internal threats, where the army is the one institution that can battle that, and in terms of how he wants to move forward with India, where we understand that the army might have some resistance to that?
I think you must know that army leadership has given a new strategy, and in that the army leadership has observed that the threat is from within. So this is a changed approach, and Mr. Nawaz Sharif has also decided to take all stakeholders into confidence, including armed forces.
Some strong resistance is there amongst some of the jihadi groups. The United Jihad Council chief, Hizbul Mujahideen head Sayyid Salahuddin has even gone to the extent to warn Mr. Nawaz Sharif that any concession to India on Kashmir would be something unacceptable to the hardline groups. So do you think there is a great deal of resistance to Mr. Nawaz Sharif from internal groups which have a vested interest on keeping strained relations with India?
Giving concession to India or concession to Pakistan is, I think, not proper approach. If somebody levels allegations, these allegations are baseless. We have to sit together and in consultation with the people of Jammu and Kashmir on both sides of line of control, we want to find solution, and this time there is great will. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's government here will provide a golden opportunity to Indian leadership to accommodate his point of view too and come up with a solution which is in the best interest of the region, both the countries and the people of Jammu and Kashmir, so that relations are normalized and we spend all available resources for the well-being of the masses.
Its history has shown that whenever India and Pakistan have tried to move forward bilaterally, there has been an unhappy incident which has hijacked that relationship from the good note that it is in, whether it was Kargil or the Mumbai 26/11 attacks and incidents like that. Do you see that there is a confidence in your government that you'll not let another 26/11 type incident have? And more importantly, is Mr. Nawaz Sharif going to be able to relook at the investigations of 26/11 to India's satisfaction?
If India insists that everything must go according to Indian priorities, that I think will not be objective approach. We have to accommodate each other, and I'm confident that no incident this time, as you mentioned or referred to, will occur, but both the governments leaderships of both the countries must be positive, and God forbid if there is any chance or any such movement, both leaderships must take each other into confidence and should not be pushed by that issue.
Thank you, Mr. Farooq.